Welcome back, YouTube. It's VLD, and I have another iPad Mini 6 keyboard review. This one does something a little bit different from all the other ones. Is it good or bad? Let's find out. Hello there, dear YouTubers. It's your host, VLD. I'm always coming back, like always, and I have another iPad Mini 6 keyboard review, and this is a wireless keyboard from the company themselves called Typecase, and I'm not sure if that's the actual brand, but this brings something a little bit different to the iPad setup. In this iPad, you can do 4 different positions. It's actually built differently from all the other ones I've reviewed in the past. You have your typical cutouts, and it actually has USB Type-C for charging. This is the first case. You have 4 rubber feet on the bottom. It's got a rubber textured feel on the top and the bottom, and when you open it up itself, you're greeted with a trackpad. So this is the first keyboard review I've done for the Mini 6 with an actual trackpad. So this device is a little bit different from all the other ones. The keyboard is non-removable. The keyboard is connected to the device itself, so this is the next generation of iPad Mini 6 keyboards that are coming out. You can get this in various other sizes for the other iPads, but I'm just doing the Mini 6. It is a little bit more robust. The top can actually swivel around, so if you have a 2-in-1 laptop, it's kind of like that. You can do like tent mode, viewing mode, or whatever or however they call it. All I know is the case itself, the top part where the iPad goes in, can swivel 360, so you can get some pros and cons with it. But I'm actually looking forward to the upcoming keyboards because this is the next generation of keyboards that are coming out in this particular style. The Mini 6 is kind of like the stepchild, so it's kind of abandoned for the moment. But with this keyboard, you can actually charge the pencil too, so it snaps to it. There's no actual rubber case for it, so it just snaps to the top. And with this one, you actually have raise to wake, so if you close it and open it, the screen will wake up or dim at the same time. So that's another plus in my book, because I've done keyboards like that don't do that. And the keys also do not actually go on the screen themselves. They're a little bit more flush with the case, so that's a good thing with it. So I've done a couple of keyboard reviews in the past about it, and that's one problem I've had. And another good thing about this thing is you can change the colors. You have, I believe, 7 or 8 different LED colors you can choose from. So that's a plus in my book, so if one day I want blue, I can change it to green. It's just depending on how the way I feel, so my iPad dictates how I feel some days. So the color is nice. One small gripe about this device is just the simple fact of the trackpad. It's more of a textured hard plastic. 3 or 4 gesture swipes I don't recommend, but like just trying to close applications don't really work out too well with it. And the feeling isn't really that great. I kind of wish they would have just made the keys a little bit bigger and dropped the trackpad, because it's only about a 2 or 3 inch trackpad, and I'm not really too big on it. I'd rather just use a screen or get my own Apple, mouse itself or my own trackpad. But I kind of wish they did not have this feature. Trying to open or close apps are kind of a gripe. 1 or 2 finger swipes or gestures will work with it, but I don't really recommend it overall. The keyboard, it's a little bit smaller and cramped. It's about the same size as any keyboard case for the Mini 6, but they're a little bit more sturdy. It's just a little bit more rounded. If you like just having like a netbook style for your Mini 6, I can't recommend this case, so you can always just flip the case around, and then like if you want to do like any note taking or drawing, it's a little bit easier with that. Trying to pull this out of the case is kind of a pain just because of the hard plastic, how it's made. My gripe about this is just it's a little bit stiff. The mechanism to move it around and adjust it is kind of stiff. But like the viewing angles, you can do any angle, any way you can swivel it, and it works really, really well. My only issue about it is it's a little bit stiff. So maybe it might break in a little bit in the future, but that's my only really gripe about it, is it's a little bit stiff, so they come out with another version that's a little bit easier to turn. That might be a little bit better overall for it. I'm doing another review of another keyboard for the Mini 6, and it basically takes everything from the one on the right and improves upon it. to make it better. So that video will be coming out next week, and it's not a bad keyboard, but the one on the left is more ideal. I recommend it. Granted, it's a little bit more expensive, but you get more bang for your buck. The one on the right only has micro USB, but the new one I'm reviewing right now is USB Type-C, so you only need one charger cable for everything. And I do recommend that. I do like the top, how the Apple Pencil will actually say on it. You can open and close it, the screen will wake up, dim, or sleep. So that's the second thing I like about it. I like how it can swivel 360 around, so if I want to do different things with it, I have no problem with that. So if you want to take notes on your lap or a desk, that's good. My things I don't really care much about for it is the trackpad. Trackpad is fairly weak. The keyboard isn't too bad compared to the other Mini 6 keyboards out there. This is miles ahead of them all. This is by far probably the best Mini 6 keyboard I've actually had or reviewed myself. But the trackpad, 2 gesture swipes will work okay. I don't recommend anything else besides that. But I mean, it's not a bad device. Like compared to the others, the rubber feel to it is fairly nice. I like having one cable to charge my device. And micro USB Type A is still a thing, and micro USB is still around. A lot of manufacturers still use it just because it's cheaper. But if you could have Type-C on everything, I would recommend it. So any device you can have Type-C with, I recommend that over micro, just because that's one less cable and one less hassle you have to deal with. So in review, this case is honestly not that bad. I do recommend it, but it does have a C price of about $70 compared to the other ones for about $30. So if you like to travel, have an all-in-one case, I do recommend this one over the rest. And compared to the other ones, I don't recommend them. This one's better.